my name is Anna. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going through some ways that you can feel happier during depression and how to get through the day if you're struggling. Before I start this video, I just want to let you know that these tips that I'm going to go through do not substitute for professional help. If you really aren't okay, please seek some actual support. Needing support isn't something to be ashamed of or embarrassed by. It's okay not to be okay. If you're unable to see someone like a psychologist or a therapist, then there are countless online helplines out there, and I've even linked some of them in the description of this video. What I'm going to tell you in this video are just some things that personally help me, but they might not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. Everyone is different. But I do recommend that you give everything a try at least once, just so you can see what works for you and what doesn't. Firstly is to exercise. Now, I know what you're thinking.
What is this, PE class? I didn't sign up for this.
Well, hold on. Before you click off the video, just hear me out. If you're depressed, it means that your brain is lacking those happy chemicals and hormones that it's supposed to produce. But doing exercise actually releases one of those happy chemicals called endorphins. This isn't supposed to be a psychology rant, so I won't go too in depth. But endorphins are basically the natural pain relief hormone. It's scientifically proven that doing exercise releases endorphins, which trigger a positive feeling in your body. The good thing about physical activity is that you can make it as basic or as daring as you'd like it to be. You don't have to be doing some extreme workout or sport for it to count as exercise. Exercise is literally just moving your body. Of course, if following a workout routine on YouTube and going to the gym makes you happy, then go ahead. But that's not just what exercise has to be. It can be something as simple as putting on upbeat music and dancing your heart out. If you're not too keen on moving your body, or you're having a hard time motivating yourself to actually do something, you can try something simple and chill like yoga and stretches. Otherwise, you can amp it up a bit and go for a run. Honestly, whatever floats your boat. I myself like going for walks, but you can always play your favorite sport and maybe shoot some hoops, or go for a swim, go for a bike ride, or even put on some Just Dance. It is entirely up to you. This won't cure your depression, but it should make you that little bit happier, even if it is only for 5 minutes. My second tip is to get out of the house. Again, I already know what you're thinking.
Get out of the house? Are you crazy? It's too peoply outside.
Maybe if you're an extrovert, then that won't be such a big deal to you, but as a homeschooled, socially anxious, awkward, autistic introvert, the chance of me leaving the house is like a snowball's chance in hell. It ain't happening. But going out really does help. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to socialize if you don't want to. Just getting out of the house in general can benefit your mental health majorly. Obviously, don't force yourself to go out too much if it overwhelms you, but at the same time, don't lock yourself in the house either. Going to school or work can count as your going out time, and so can going to a friend's house or going to the shops, going to church, going to the library, going to wherever else you go. Like I mentioned before, I really like going for walks and I 100% recommend them. Just have some chill time to yourself or walk with a friend and explore some parts of your area that you've never been to before. Also going to the park, being in nature, going to the beach, maybe even checking out a skate park can all be insanely beneficial for your mental health. Bonus points for going out in the sun, which will give you both vitamin D and serotonin, and research shows that those both have some immensely good benefits for you. Serotonin is another one of those happy hormones that your brain releases, and it's essentially a mood stabilizer. Your brain releases serotonin when you're in nature or in the sun. Next is to reach out to family and friends. Depression can make you want to isolate yourself and tell you that you're better off on your own, but that's not the answer. You're not a burden, okay? People do care about you. When you care about someone and the other person cares about you too, your brain releases yet another one of those happy chemicals called oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the love hormone, but it's not just for romantic relationships. It's also for platonic relationships and friendships too. And studies show that oxytocin really does boost your mood. Just simply chatting with a friend can help. It doesn't even have to be about how you're feeling, it can just be a light-hearted chat to get your mind off things. But if you want to, it might also help to vent and let out some of your emotions and thoughts. Try not to push people away, even if you may want to. You might want to act all tough and like you have everything together and you're fine. But in reality, it's okay to be struggling. You don't have to be strong all the time. If someone really does care about you, then they'll support you when you're struggling. I know some people don't have very supportive family members, or maybe you don't have any friends, and you might feel completely alone. But I want you to know that you're not alone. Some people just don't get mental health, but that's their loss, not yours. There are people out there that will love and accept you. You just need to find those people. If you're not the best at making friends, I recommend starting online. Join a few online games or apps, and you never know, you could end up meeting some pretty cool new people. Otherwise, I'm always up for a chat too. There are so many people out there that feel alone. You're not the only one. Number 4 is to make a gratitude list. Often during depression, your brain will lie to you and tell you how bad and hopeless everything is. But that's not completely true. Yes, things may be bad, but there will always be good and bad things in life. It can make quite a difference to consciously acknowledge those good things each day. If you're up for the challenge, set a time each day to make a gratitude list. Could be in the morning or right before bed, and just write down everything that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to look good, but you can decorate it if you want to. And if that's not your cup of tea, then there are a few other lists that you can make too. Like what makes you happy, what you love about yourself, any upcoming events that you're looking forward to, and what you're proud of yourself for. This point kind of ties in with my last one, and that is to journal. Journaling is a huge hobby of mine, and I absolutely love it to death. I personally really struggle with communication and talking about my feelings, especially to other people. But with a journal, it's like I can express those feelings with no judgment, no guilt, and no rules. It can really help to just dump all of your thoughts on a page, both positive and negative. You can use journaling to vent, a creative outlet to track your recovery, or you can do both. If you're not much of a fan of just free writing, then there are hundreds of different journaling prompts out there for mental health. Some people think that journaling is too girly or just for girls, but that's not the case. Journaling is for anyone and everyone. It's a healthy coping mechanism that can majorly help your life and also help keep you grounded. Next is to acknowledge your thoughts and feelings. Actually, just recognizing that you're depressed is a huge first step. So to anyone watching this video, I'm proud of you for taking that first step. Just actually accepting your feelings and letting yourself feel sad can make a significant difference. Allow yourself to cry and be vulnerable. Stop trying to deny your emotions or cover them up. Did you know that when you cry, your brain actually releases oxytocin? And if you were listening to any of my rambling before, then you'll know that that's one of those happy chemicals again. And it actually makes you feel more relaxed and calm. It isn't weak to cry. It's normal, human, healthy, and important. My 7th tip is to put your problems and worries aside for a moment and focus on something else. This kind of goes against everything that I just said in my last tip, which was to acknowledge and accept those feelings. However, the hard truth is that if you spend too much time in that state of accepting your sad feelings, then you're always going to be feeling sad and you're going to be stuck in that state. So that's where I'm coming in now to say that sometimes it's okay to distract yourself and you just need something to take your mind off of things. My go-to thing when I'm feeling down is to put on some music. You might want to put on sad music when you're feeling sad. I do it too. I think we're all guilty of it. But that can actually make you feel even more sad and not end up helping you. Try putting on some more upbeat and happy music. Sing and dance like no one's watching and just forget about everything for a moment. I will, of course, be listening to Arctic Monkeys. How can you not smile while listening to one of their songs? Something else you can do to get your mind off things is to watch a comedy show or something that'll make you laugh, even just once. Maybe watch a new video that your favorite creator posted or find an uplifting nature video to watch. Otherwise, put on a podcast, listen to a motivating TED Talk, or find some memes. Just find something, anything that will put a smile on your face, even for a very short amount of time. It doesn't matter if it's only for a second. Just find that thing. Number 8 is to do a hobby of yours or find a new hobby and stop doom scrolling. Take some time off your screen and get yourself back to reality. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it. Just give it a shot. Research shows that by completing a task, your brain releases dopamine, which is yet again one of those happy hormones. I'm back at it, lecturing you on brain chemicals. But seriously, accomplishing small things really does give your brain dopamine, and dopamine is the reward chemical in your brain. You might feel like you're not good at anything, but I assure you that's not the case. You might not be some amazing singer or some well-known sports player, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any talents. I want to challenge you to try and find something new to do because there are so many hobbies out there. I'll even put like a little list on the screen because there are just hundreds, thousands out there. If you haven't found one that you like, just keep searching because I promise there will be at least one out there that you do connect with. It really specifically helps to do something like art or drawing, colouring, something like that, just something creative, as that's scientifically proven to have some really good benefits for your mental health and for your brain. But if you don't really want to do that, then that's fine. Just find some other hobby. Give something new a try. You'll never know till you try it. If you're still even watching this video after all of my boring talking, then my next tip is to take things one step at a time. It may sound stupid, but it really does help. When my parents used to say this to me when I was overwhelmed, I'd be thinking, take this one step at a time? I can't, my brain can't just slow down like that, and how is that even supposed to help? Now that I'm slightly older, I've learned that slowing things down really actually does help, and it gives yourself a chance to breathe. Try not to overwork yourself too much or focus on everyone else's needs but your own. Learn to set some boundaries. If something gets too much, that's okay to admit. Focus on your needs for once. You deserve kindness too. I'm speaking to all those people pleasers out there and all those burnt out fellows. Come on, we all need to learn to treat ourselves as we would treat a friend of ours. It has truly helped me to take things day by day and just focus on today. If you try to do everything at once, it gets too much and it can feel like you're drowning. But just by focusing your attention on today and this present moment right now, it brings yourself back and can help calm you down a little bit more. Just pause for a moment, ground yourself and take a deep breath. You're doing a good job. During these tough times, it's important to be kind to yourself. You need to keep going, but you also need to slow things down a bit. If you don't have the motivation or mental energy to do anything, and you don't even want to be here right now, then you're probably not going to be able to clean your room. But that's okay. That's something that you need to accept. You have a limit and you can't do everything. You need to be able to give yourself a break. Just keep trying your best. Your best is more than enough.
I'm honestly trying to convince myself these words as much as I am trying to convince you guys too.
But in all seriousness, just take a moment to breathe. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and say something kind to yourself for a change. My last and 10th tip is to pray to God. Before anyone says anything, I'm not at all trying to force you into religion here. Literally, I hate when people do that so much. However, I would like to share that this is something that has really helped me. As a Christian, I feel so much more content after giving my problems to God and reading the Bible. Of course, relying on God won't get rid of your depression, but it does help to take that load off your shoulders and just help you cope a little bit more. It's nice because having God by your side is like having someone that you can always talk to, always rely to, that will never judge you and will always love you, no matter what. There's no harm in giving the Bible a go. The worst that can happen if you don't connect with it is that your time is wasted. And to any other fellow Christians out there, just know that God has a plan for your life, even if you haven't found it yet. God doesn't make people by mistake. You're important and you matter. It's difficult to have strong faith during these tough times, but just remember that God's got your back. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something new, and it made you feel a little bit happier. Please comment any questions, suggestions, or tips you have for me. Also feel free to info dump or vent in the comment section. This is a safe place for everyone. If you would like to, you're more than welcome to share your own tips for depression and getting through hard times, as well as any stories you have or personal experiences. Remember that you're enough, you matter, and you will get through this. I'm proud of you for still being here. I love you all so much. Well, I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you in my next YouTube video. Goodbye!